Hello guys and welcome back. Okay, today I'm going to be talking about another 10 must-have games for the PC Engine. Now, I did an episode earlier on about 10 must-have games for the PC Engine. This is part 2, and there's so many out there that you could choose from. Such an underrated console, and if you haven't got one, I highly recommend looking into one. Yeah, they are getting a bit expensive, but some of them were almost near arcade perfect, and there's so many amazing games. Now, the good news about all this is most of these games on the list I've chosen are on the PC Engine Mini. So if you're thinking about starting collecting one, or thinking about you like some of these games, they're easy accessible. You can get hold of these quite quickly. So let's have a look at 10 must-have games for the PC Engine, part 2. Okay, first up we have got Gradius. Gradius is your action-adventure video game combined with elements of platform and role-playing. The game was originally released in the arcade by Taito in 1989 and released on the TurboGrafx/PC Engine in 1991. Now, this one is your, action-adventure with some RPG elements in there. 4 characters to choose from. You've got your fighter, your mage, your priestess, and your ninja. I think they speak for themselves. Your fighter is your Conan Barbarian style guy. Mage is your wizard, kind of magician. Priestess, young warrior. And the ninja is, I think it speaks for itself, acrobatic, throwing ninja stars kind of dude. This one I do love. It's one of them games that I like to go back and play with each character to find out the power-ups and how far I can get each time. I really do recommend giving this one a try if you've not tried it already. Chosen is Dragon Spirit. Now, it's your vertical scrolling shooter arcade game published by Namco, and this was later released on the PC Engine. Now, straightforward, shoot 'em up the screen. You've got your power-ups, and you can end up with a 2-headed dragon or 3-headed dragon, and combine your firepower that can get stronger up to 3 times. I find this one very close to the arcade indeed. A real good challenge as well. It's one of those you get really far and you'll keep getting further and further each time. It can be hard and it can be frustrating, but a very good quality game if that, and definitely worth checking it out. Next up, I have chosen Gradius. Now, Gradius is your side-scrolling shooter released in the arcade in 1985 and converted to the PC Engine. Now, this is a great game, a very good conversion indeed. This is where it all started, with your power-ups and your option kind of guys that follow you around on the screen. Now, this was the formula for many shoot-em-ups to come, and also things like Salamander later on, and Gradius 2, Gradius 3. This is a quality game released, like I say, by Konami. And I do find this one very close. It spawned a lot of other shoot-em-ups, and a lot of other shoot-em-ups followed this kind of pattern, this formula, and I think it does it really well. They converted it on the PC Engine, and it was a brilliant conversion. Quality game, definitely worth giving it a try. Next up, we have got Fantasy Zone. Now, Fantasy Zone was originally released in the arcade by Sega, then released to the PC Engine shortly after that. You control your main guy, Opper. Now, it's some kind of little egg dude with wings, I think it looks like to me. I do find this one really good. Very colourful indeed. It's about 5, 6, 7 levels on there. Loads of power-ups. You've got little pods to destroy, about 8 or 9 pods on each level. Once you destroy them, you get money, especially when you're destroying baddies as well on the screen, and you can buy extra weapons, bigger power-ups. Now, unfortunately, some of the power-ups only last for about 10 or 15 seconds, so use them wisely. And the bosses can be a bit difficult or freaking hard, if you ask me. But you will, once you've got the patterns down, you will find this one very entertaining. And this is a quality game, especially on the PC Engine. Next up, I've chosen Bikuri Man World, or Wonderboy in Monsterland, also known as, released in the arcade by West One in conjunction with Sega. Now, you're a little guy in a nappy, going around with a sword, destroying mushrooms and knocking on doors and buying extra weapons. Now, if you've not played this game, I think everybody has. This is sort of the action platform, the way it all started, and especially it's one of my all-time favourites. I hold a lot of love for this game. I remember playing this one in the arcade, and when they converted it to the PC Engine, it was almost near arcade perfect. Yeah, they changed a few things around, but I do absolutely love this game. The music and the actual adventure to the game. Build your armor up, get better swords, eventually fight the big dragon at the end of the labyrinth in the castle, and save the land, or monster land should we call it. But recommend giving this one a try. Next up, we have got Hyperion Sidearms. Your horizontally scrolling shooter developed by Capcom in the arcades, released in 1986, converted later on to the PC Engine. Now, in the arcade, it was 2-player. Unfortunately, it was only 1 player on the PC Engine. I personally thought, I wasn't too fussed about that. I did enjoy it, and I do find it to be probably one of the best conversions I've ever seen, brought to any console. It's you mecha guy going around collecting power-ups. You've got your 3-way, you've got your 5-way, you've got your orbs following around you with, you've got a giant laser as well. At the end of each level, you've got a boss to kill, and then you move on to the next level. Can get pretty hard later on. I do find this one, though, I've got a lot of love for this game as well. In fact, I've got a lot of love for all the games on this list, because you can see how quality they are. But if you've not played it, Hyperion Sidearms for the PC Engine, definitely one to check out. Next up, we have got Space Harrier, some guy defying gravity, running around or floating around the fantasy zone that we mentioned earlier on, but I think this is in 3D format now. Yeah, some guy floating around shooting giant blue or yellow balloons at dragons and dodging giant mushrooms. What were they thinking on this one? I mean, that put aside, this is a quality game. It's your rail shooter, and you know, this one was released in the arcade and brought to with the PC Engine. They didn't convert it super well, but it doesn't lose that on the gameplay. The music, sound and graphics are still quality, and I really do recommend checking this one out. Up, we have got Soldier Blade. This is a vertical scrolling shooter released on the PC Engine in 1992, developed by Hudson Soft. Now, this is such an arcade quality game. I'm surprised. I don't know if it is actually in the arcade. I don't think I've ever seen it before in the arcade. I really wish they'd done that. But yeah, to get it on the PC Engine, wow, what a game. This is like quality, really challenging. The graphics are amazing. The music is really pumping and gets you wanting to, that real good shoot 'em up pumping kind of music, and it really does get you really raring to go. Now, I love the power-ups in this as well. Very, very challenging. It's one of them games you will come back for more and more if you've not tried it already. I really do recommend giving this one a try. Next up, in the first list we had Newtopia 2. On this list I've chosen Newtopia 1. This is your overhead action video game. Yeah, it's your Zelda clone. Now, there's, you know, you're some guy that, I don't know, left his girlfriend in a, you know, in some kind of funeral area. This big giant shadow comes and pinches her. Why are you leaving your girlfriend, you know, in a graveyard? I don't know in the first place, but this giant shadow comes and pinches her, and you've got to go and rescue her. Yeah, crazy story, but yeah, it's usual. You know, you've got to wander around the land, find certain areas, find your dungeons, go in there, get to the end, defeat the baddie, you get a power up, and then you come back out and you can move on to the next dungeon, but you're going to have to find it. Usually, you know, going around planting bombs, finding hidden areas, killing the baddies, and gaining money. Quality game indeed. You know, if you like your Zelda kind of clones, this is a definite must to play. Only downside is you can only hit in 4 directions, up, down, left and right. There is no diagonal directions in this one, but it doesn't ruin the gameplay. Go and give it a try. Okay, last up we have got Gunhead. Now this once again is another vertical shooter, also known as Blazing Lasers in North America, developed by Hudson Soft and Compile, based on the Japanese film Gunhead, funnily enough. Once again, it's a mech kind of spaceship going up the screen, shooting as many baddies as you can. Great power-ups, very arcade quality feel to it. Once again, the music as well. I love the music in this. It's absolutely brilliant. I recommend trying this out. It does get a bit difficult, but once you've started learning all the patterns, you're going to get further and further. I love this game, absolutely to bits, and I do recommend giving this one a try. If you've not, most of these games are on the PC Engine Mini anyway, so definitely worth checking that out if you've not got a PC Engine Mini, or if you're actually collecting the PC Engine. But Gunhead or Blazing Lasers, go and give it a try.
Ring Blaster. Multi-body.
Okay, so there you have it. Another 10 games for the PC Engine. Like I say, you know, a lot of them were on the PC Engine Mini, but what do you think? Sidearms, absolutely love Sidearms. I don't think I've ever seen another conversion better than the PC Engine. Dragon Spirit, another great quality game. Newtopia, yeah, I mentioned Newtopia 2 last time, but Newtopia, a Zelda clone for the PC Engine. Highly recommend, worth checking that out. So guys, I will say, once again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you soon.